There is a very good reason why people don't do high rep squats. It's probably the most brutal form of exercise that I can think of when it comes to the barbell lifts. I don't think there's anything more difficult than breathing squats, high rep squats. Nothing. I don't think anything exists that tests you mentally and physically as much as this stuff. The damn bar is on you all the time. All the time. You can't get away from it. It's just, there's no respite from the weight. Even though the weight might not be as heavy and you can get lots of repetitions out of it, the fact that even when you are so-called resting at the top, you are breathing against the bar. Today, I managed to get 60 kilos for 50 reps. The whole damn thing took 3 minutes, and it was basically a hurt locker the whole time. I was able to get 20 reps in one go. That was kind of the plan. And then I stopped at 20, did a whole bunch of breathing, did another 10, got to 30, and from there I did lots of 7, I reckon I did. So 3 lots of 7. I think I did 51 reps in total. And then after that, when I racked the bar, man, it was just agony, hard breathing for a good 5, maybe even 10 minutes. Very uncomfortable existence, very difficult to get through sets like this. It is purely, I think it's more mental than it is physical, because the mental aspect of it is how much pain can you endure, how much pain, how much discomfort can you take for how long. That's what that is. I was huffing and puffing. You think to yourself, 50 reps of squatting. I felt as though I ran up a hill. I don't know how long the hill is, and I don't know what the incline is, but I felt like I was absolutely smashed. After sets like that, you pack your bag and you go home. There is nothing else to do after that. This is why, if you're going to go and do this type of exercise, this type of squat routine, you better put that at the end of your session, because you're not going to want to live after this session. I was still breathing hard by the time I got in the car, and I got to drive the damn clutch. It's Evo 7. I got to drive the damn thing home. And even that was just a painful existence. I just jelly legs the whole time, jelly legs now. I've just had a shower and a big meal. It's crazy what that does to my appetite, man. Absolutely crazy. I just ate maybe half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago, and I feel like there is a hole within me. I could eat again. I don't know. I don't know if you guys agree with me when I say that I don't think there's anything worse than this in terms of what we do in the gym. Breathing squats. One of you guys said to me something really funny, that you got PTSD from doing breathing squats. Post-traumatic stress disorder. It's not a laughing matter, but legit, I felt a little bit of anxiety before I walked to the bar. 60 kilo, one plate, man, one plate. Had me anxious. Why was I anxious? I was anxious because I know what's coming, man. It's like stepping into the ring, it's like stepping into the cage at the UFC, whatever. Like, it's like standing on the line of a freaking marathon, of an ultra. For the foreseeable future, you're going to be uncomfortable. It's simple as that. This is why I always had respect for marathon runners, ultra runners, trail runners, cyclists, anything like that, the endurance stuff. So much respect for these people, man, because it's, like if you think about powerlifting, Olympic weightlifting, there are other qualities that are challenged in those sports, but it's a fairly short-lived thing, right? You lift or you don't, and the bar falls. There's not a lot of pain associated with that. Sure, the training can be grueling and, lots of reps and whatever, lots of sets. But to have the bar on you, to be running for like hours upon end, to be cycling hours upon, it's like there's painful stimuli, there's discomfort stimuli going into your brain constantly, every second. Every second you're getting feedback from your organism telling you, we should really stop, man. This is really upsetting our equilibrium. So why am I doing this craziness? Well, I'm not somebody that, I don't know, am I a masochist? I don't know. I don't enjoy pain and agony, man. Like, it's not about that. The reason why I put myself through this is because what's after it. And what's after it is a lens. It's a clarity that you wouldn't have without this type of discomfort, without this pain. When you've gone through some shit and then you get to the other end of that tunnel, life is different, man. I'm driving the car back today and I'm like, man, it is so freaking comfortable in this car, man. I'm driving an Evo 7. The damn thing is built out of factory to be a rally car. There is not a single freaking luxury piece in this car. I'm on coilovers. The clutch is heavy. It's loud. There's nothing comfortable. But it is the most comfortable damn car I've ever driven in at that point in my life, because I just came out of that. A 3-minute squat session. You know? And so everything is beautiful after that. Everything. I'm like, thank you, Lord. Thank you, everyone. I'm there driving like ultra defensive, letting everyone get ahead of me. Yeah, no worries. You go here. Yep, no worries. I'm just happy, man. There's no aggression in me. I am physically spent. Physically spent. My brother, it's popped into my head. My brother just popped into my head because he always tells a story, an analogy, what it is to be completely physically spent. He once said, we were sitting around and he goes, I'm so spent right now that if somebody knocked on my door, or burglars came in and and they decided to take my TV, I wouldn't be able to do anything because I'm just spent. I don't know why he selected, out of all the items in the house, he selected a TV to be a subject matter for the for the thief. But he's like, I'm so physically spent that if somebody came in to take my TV, I would just watch them and wave them goodbye because I've got nothing. That's how I felt. I had nothing after this set. And there is something so satisfying to have that, I don't know what you call it, that line that is in maybe it's in all men, right? Somebody was talking to me the other day, messaging me, and there's many ways I can explain why I do what I do, but one of the things I said was, I'm calm. I'm a calm dude because I do what I do every single day. Not that I was a psychopath and I would want to, punch on with every person that walks past me before, but because I have so much outlet physically, I'm just a calm individual, man. People come up to me, say all sorts of things to me at work or whatever, whatever the case might be, wherever I'm at, I'm like an inert gas. It's just like, whatever, man. You do you, man. Obviously if they put hands on me, it's on. But I'm just like ultra relaxed, comfortable, satiated individual, especially after sets like this. I'm well fed, man. I've just been through a freaking ringer, man. I'm happy just breathing this damn oxygen, man. Sure, cut in front of me. We'll do whatever you want, man. No worries. I'll stop. Whatever. I was just so happy. Right now, I go home and did all the business that I did, shower, food, watching the kids, watching my son do homework. Just sitting there. I'm just so happy, man. I don't do drugs or whatever, but I can imagine this is what it feels like to be high. If you're smoking marijuana or whatever, like, you're just so relaxed. This is what I get from listening to people that do this, man. It's like, man, all right, no worries. Of course, it's easier to, smoke a blunt than it is to go through a 3-minute freaking ringer of prison, pain, locker, a 60 by 50 squat. It's a lot easier to light up a blunt, but my God, I can imagine this is what they feel. I'm cool, man. It's a special thing. This is something that most people won't understand that don't train. They don't understand that satisfaction that you feel after a training session. And I'll tell you, man, like, I've been on both sides of the spectrum. When I do 10 singles at 85%, I don't feel like this. I don't. I don't have that tissue exhaustion. I might have that central nervous system exhaustion, which is just a freaking fog. That's what I'll describe it as. But this tissue exhaustion of just like everything's vibrating in my legs right now. One of the things that, like, I was getting a lot of signals from my body, during those last 10 or 15 reps. But one of the things that was absolutely killing me was my right foot arch. whatever the muscles are there, man, it was on fire, which tells me probably there's a weakness there. There's, whatever, my ankle, right ankle rolls in more. That's the one that I hurt really badly in basketball 5-6 years ago. It was on fire. Like glutes were on fire, quads were on fire. I was feeling the lower back a little bit, but that right foot, man, like I don't know what muscle was going on there, man. Like, man, it was killing me. I could barely stand there. So it's like you get to a situation in that set where you don't know what you want to do, man. Because standing on the top is agony. The ankle is killing me. The muscle underneath my foot, the foot arch, is absolutely on fire. I feel like I'm standing on damn coal, man. Just fire. So I don't know if it's more comfortable just doing the damn reps or standing at the top sucking the oxygen in. That's where it got to at the end. It's like every second that I prolong this, it's more time in hell, man. I gotta end this, man. I can't, And so then you get to a situation where it's like, just freaking do the reps, screw the oxygen, man. Just pump them out. Let's get into a humongous oxygen debt, and we'll pay that shit back at the end of it. It's just it's a crazy thing. And I guess the goat of this type of training is Tom Platz. Everybody knows Tom Platz, the greatest legs in bodybuilding history. He was a madman, but he did stuff like this. I remember watching an interview by him, and he was like, "Yeah, just work with a weight until you get 50 reps, and then add a bit more weight. Just keep going." I can't remember exactly what the numbers were, but I think he got 140 or 160, 180 kilos for like a set of 50. I might be mistaken. It's around there somewhere. I know that he got 500 pounds, which is 227 kilos for a set of like 27 or something like that. So if he can do 220 for a set of 27, you shave off 40 kilos, you could probably do a 50. So if he can do 4 plates for 50, god damn. And he was a strong guy. Obviously, he's a strong guy, but he was more muscular endurance. He was more leaning towards that end of the spectrum of strength. But I have no doubt in my mind that if he, at any point in his life, decided to specialize in powerlifting, he would have been a gun powerlifter, because he had all of that work capacity, muscle endurance. He just needed a bit of, peaking, not a bit of, probably a lot of peaking, under heavy weight, because like I said, heavy weight is heavy weight, man. You can't not do heavy weight and just spend all this time doing 50 rep sets and expect to be increasing your 1RM. You have to be touching the heavy stuff as well. This is what I'm doing right now. It's like a hybrid thing. I do the kind of Bulgarian kind of idea where you're kind of hitting the top set every day. And then I just back off with the bodybuilding stuff at the end. I'm kind of merging all these different worlds into this version that I'm kind of in right now. But I can tell you, I feel fantastic physically. I don't know if you guys can, attest to this, if you can relate to this. But I spent a lot of time playing basketball and a lot of time running, running on the beach, running on the sand, running on the sand dunes, all that stuff. Fitness was obviously a very, very important aspect of basketball, And after running my guts out when I was a teenager, I would have this feeling in my lungs, kind of like, it's almost like the lungs are working by themselves. Like I don't need to exert any energy into breathing. It's like these muscles have been worked so hard around my lungs, like around the rib cage, from like the accessory breathing muscles, not just the diaphragm, right? Obviously the diaphragm gets worked real hard when you're breathing hard as well, but these accessory muscles like the traps, the serratus anterior, the intercostals of the ribs, like all these muscles kind of come into play when you are sucking oxygen in, like you're trying to just oxygenate yourself. After you have done a running session like that, afterwards you almost feel high, man. It's like almost like that, you get high off of the oxygen because you're breathing so hard. Maybe that's associated with what I'm feeling right now, but I'm high. I'm simply high. And so when you're doing, strict powerlifting, movements and percentages, and all you ever work with is 5 and less, you don't touch this stuff. You never breathe hard. And I think it's a shame, I don't know, like, it's obviously hard to kind of blend all these different worlds together, but I can see myself doing this for a very long time. The only thing I got to work out is the frequency of these 50 rep sets. I mean, you know, what damage did I do today? Was there enough, you know, physical downforce, how should I say it, physical tension to cause damage? It's probably more metabolic damage, lactic acid and all these kind of waste products from, you know, cellular respiration, whatever, anaerobic respiration. It's probably the byproducts of, you know, metabolic stress rather than the actual tension on the muscle. I don't know. It's hard to put your finger on this, but I don't know what it is. Like, you know, tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll probably have DOMs in the quads and wherever else, but kind of feel all right. Like, I don't know. It's something about circulation and blood and all of that. This is why I think this is a really good idea to kind of touch heavy weight every day and then back off, do something like this. Obviously, it's not a 50, you know, rep set every single day, because it's just mentally freaking, I'll end up in a psych ward if I do that. Because you gotta freaking hate yourself real bad, man, if you go through something like this every single day. That's a grim world, man, if you're gonna do that every day. But maybe like every other day, you know, twice a week or something like that, I'm keen to do that because of these benefits. You know, one of you guys actually said to me, you know, what do you do for hamstrings? Well, today when I go home, I didn't do it at the gym. When I go home, I jumped on my bench and did some hamstring curls. I'm thinking I have to do something for balancing. But after I said like that, man, I'm done. I didn't want to look at anything after that. It's gonna be a freaking easy night tonight. I'm gonna, as soon as my head touches the pillow, I'm out. Appreciate all of you guys, everyone on the Patreon list. You guys mean a lot to me. YouTube comments, Instagram. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.